Okay, so what we're going to do now is edit the focus block. I have a couple of them down here in the content area. They're below these marketing highlight blocks. You'll notice that there are 3 marketing highlight blocks here, and then there's 2 focus blocks. The way Sitefarm is set up right now, you cannot do 3 and then 3 and then 3. You could do 3 and then 2, or 3 and then 1, or reverse 1 and then 3, but you can't have a repeated amount below the amount above it, if that makes sense to you. So you'll notice everything that we have set up, if you have multiple blocks down below, that they're staggered in the count. So we'll go over that again when you can see how we work in laying out these content block areas. So right now we're going to focus on the focus block. And if I go to configuration by clicking on the pencil icon, I go to configure. This is where once you are working your site, you could change this title right here so that you can identify this block better to be whatever you're calling it. You're going to pick the color out of the university colors. You're going to say how wide it is going to be in that content area. Remember, because you can only put 2, because they're below 3 blocks, we're just saying half a column. So it will take up half that space. This is the page that it's going to live on, is the front page. And this is where you pick the region. So this is the content region. So that's what you do in there. If you say remove the block, remember that removes the block. If you have it on multiple pages, this instance of the block, it will remove it from all of those pages. It won't delete it from the system, but it will remove it. So if we go back, and we go back down, now we're going to go to edit the block. And this is going to be more realistic of a day-to-day thing. You might be told, go in and change the content on that block and we'll change the link. And maybe we'll swap out the image. So if you see, this image here is a little bit bigger than what you're seeing. And in these focal blocks, it's not quite as tall. So this image here, I have the crosshairs up here so that the focus is, I'm getting the guy's eyes and the object that he's holding there. If I bring it down here, it's not going to read very well. In an ideal scenario, if you have Photoshop, you're going to go ahead and copy one of these images right from the page itself, and then paste that into Photoshop and duplicate your new images based on those sizes, and then save them to your box folder, and then you'll have the image the right exact size that you need. So like we did in other things, we could remove this image and then we would navigate to the new image. We put in our alt text. We have our title. So maybe this is going to be research. And we're going to link people from this to the research page. In that case, maybe I would change my alt tag, research image. And then I've got my image handle, the title. It's going to be on the top of that content area. And then inside of this WYSIWYG, this is the same kind of WYSIWYG that you were working in before. This is where you're going to put all your content. So this particular block does not have the ability to be an all linkable item, meaning you could link anywhere on this item and get to the page that you want to. It doesn't do that. Other blocks do. So what you have to do in here is, like the WYSIWYG in a content area, you're just going to create a link. So I've got my content, this lovely Latin, Lorem Ipsum, and then I'm going to know what the link is that I'm wanting to navigate to. So let's imagine I'm going to the research page. So then I highlight, I create my new link, and in here I'm going to do the /research. Remember, after the edu, / and then the page itself. And that handles everything it needs to right there. I say OK, and now that is a linkable item. I've made it bold so it stands out a little bit more. So this text here is kind of teaser text. If you're going to take them to another place, you're just going to want it to be short and, to the point, tease them, get them to where they want to go. And that is what you do there. I'm going to say save. And so now that's a link. I have my text. and I have my image research is right